Okay, hello muckers. Okay, it's the big one. We're gonna be doing No More Lies, and I'm very excited because this video was crazy the last time I remember. So this was the big one from James Charles. This was the whack towards Tati, James, and Shane, and this one is what really got public perception on James Charles' side. If he had not made this video, James Charles would not have a career. Like, he would not, point blank period, have a career. It's because of this video that he was able to stop losing subscribers, and he actually started gaining them. And then Tati Westbrook started losing them like crazy. And that's when she went silent and she was like, I need to delete the video. That's when Shane and Jeffree did their apologies. Jeffree Star did an apology after this video. Things got crazy. It's 40 minutes long, so we're going to get right into it. No dilly-dallying going on here, but again, I do think it's ironic after the video we just watched where he was sitting in the hotel room and he was like, I don't want to do a video of receipts and proof and stuff, which ultimately he ended up doing. Obviously, the reason for this was because if he had not done this, he would have had no career. But this really flipped the script. Oh, he's written something here. I've never read this. To address all the questions, yes, this response is planned. I said in the first few minutes of the video that I had to outline points I needed to hit, and I practiced my speaking too. Not trying to hide anything, I just had a lot of things to say in this one video. Number 2, I started taking screenshots of everything when I was in Australia, but I missed a few and had to take a few when I was back in LA. The time zones are 17 hours apart, and I tried to make sure I noted every time there was a change, but it looks like I missed a timestamp note in the convo with Sam, who was the waiter. None of these screenshots are edited. Why would I risk editing a screenshot when the other party could come forward and prove me wrong? All screenshots are in chronological order. Number 3, I blink a lot always. This video is no different. Him going to all those body language people, I blink a lot. Number 4, this video is not monetized. In fact, it's actually copyright claimed. Some people are seeing ads for some reason. I'm sorry. I don't know why. I appreciate the comments, but I don't need hashtag Team James. I want to heal and move on from this situation, and I want everyone else involved to do the same. The internet has seen enough negativity over the past few weeks. Okay. Are we ready? Now, he has the SA hotline and the side hotline in the description. Now, my main thing with this video is this video really destroyed Tati. Like, it really picked her apart, and for the most part, I think I believe him on most of the things in this video, if I remember correctly. The problem is, while I can agree with things in this video, we are aware of how James Charles' trajectory online went, and we're aware that he ended up doing worse things that he was accused of by Tati. So it just begs the question of, where do we go from here? What opinion do we have? But anyway, this video has 57 million views, 2.6 million likes, and ultimately James won because YouTube kept this video up, but asked Tati, they literally asked Tati to take down her video. So YouTube, we're Team James. Let's get into it. This video is so different already than the other one he made, but let's get in.
My YouTube channel titled Tati. This video was a direct response to the video that Tati Westbrook
Whoa, he speaks so fast.
uploaded to her channel titled By Sister. Before I say anything at all in this video, I want to make it very, very clear that everything I said in that video in regards to my sentiments towards Tati and my apology, I stand behind 100% and still reign true. I know I got emotional in the video. I apologize.
I mean, I don't think he got emotional in the video. I think he showed no emotion in the video, and if you haven't seen that one, go watch it.
Very, very hard for me to deal with, especially when it came to talking about my very own mother. In Tati's video, she discusses many of the different reasons as to why she was choosing to close a chapter in her life that I was heavily involved in, making many of our private issues very public, and now millions and millions of people have weighed in with their opinions and speculations on subjects that they honestly know absolutely nothing about. I will not ask for sympathy, and I will definitely not ask for forgiveness either, but I will ask that you watch this entire thing all the way through.
Honey, we're chinned in.
Opinions or talking about the story more. Hello, Future James here, popping in quickly. I know doing an insert in a video like this is not professional, trust me, but I filmed this several times now, and as time keeps going on, more and more things keep coming out into the public, and more people are speaking on the situation, and it is very important to me that this video has all the information, all the facts, all the receipts, and is current and present, because I will not be addressing it again after this matter. This morning when I was editing this video, I noticed that last night, Tati had uploaded a video to her channel called Why I Did It, and this morning, Jeffree Star was on Snapchat talking about the whole situation. First and foremost, I do want to issue a thank you to both Jeffree and Tati for taking some of the responsibility for blowing this whole thing up and for starting everything. I really respect that a lot, and I also appreciate the fact
He's already hitting them with jabs.
away, because I think we're all aware at this point that it has gotten way too far. The past week on the internet has been the darkest I think we've all ever seen, and it's also been the darkest time that I've ever had to go through in my life, and my thoughts got to a really scary place. Watching Tati's video, it's clear to me that she also is in a really dark place as well, and has been pained by this whole situation. If I've known anything about Tati over the past 3 years, it's that she has a huge heart.
I thought he was gonna say huge ego.
No denying that, and I think that, or I do believe her when she says that she did not want this to get so vile. I don't really think any of us thought it was going to be as big as it really was. In both of their videos, Jeffree and Tati both mentioned that they hope that I'm able to change and that we can all move on from this situation. And trust me, I agree. There's nobody that wants this over with as much as I do. But in Tati's second...
Which is so ironic because allegations are going to be a thing that ended up sticking with him in his career for the remainder of his career up until now, which is why I would love to sit here and when he goes point by point, agree with him, and I would love to be like, yes, wow, what a way to end this. But he's made many videos since this addressing allegations, and many of them have been true. Like, he's agreed to 2 of them as well. So it's like, it's just such a hard place with him. It's like, it's so difficult to give a comment on it. As for right now, I'm going to do one when we get in. But he ended up bit himself in the ass because he ended up doing a lot of things that he got accused of, but doing worse things. You know what I mean?
Video and in Jeffree's Snapchats, they both said that they stand behind everything that they mentioned. And unfortunately, there have been allegations made against me because of these things. And I don't really feel comfortable just moving on from those. I would like to take this video today as an opportunity to kind of explain everything that has happened.
And also, Jeffree at this time said that he, he said he shouldn't have gotten involved in stuff, but after this video, for years on end, Jeffree would continue to talk about James Charles and allegations. And again, James Charles does have a lot of allegations against him and has been involved in so many things. So again, it's like, is it like bad people, but like right message, I guess? I don't know. I mean, Jeffree Star doesn't care about the victims of James Charles or the alleged victims of James Charles. I think he just uses it to weaponize. So again, it's like all these people are bad. Like,
happened and address literally everything. There's a lot that happened behind the scenes leading up to Tati's video, and there's a lot that happened behind the scenes and publicly after Tati's video, and I feel as though it is my responsibility to kind of let you guys in on those because there's a lot of misinformation going around and it's just not really good. Just like Tati said in her video, this whole situation is a lot bigger than just vitamins, and I think anybody who's kind of followed this
gummy bears
is well aware of that at this point. Trust me, I am too. There are way bigger issues here that I will be discussing and talking openly and honestly about later on in this video. I have a few notes in front of me here and I want to make sure that I hit every...
It's also ironic he kept this video up, but then his video, I think it was called An Open Conversation, where he acknowledges 2 of the people that spoke up against him as being true. He deleted that video. So again, don't really know what to comment on that
point and that I don't miss anything. But that being said, to get to those issues, this did start with vitamins. It was kind of the catalyst, so I want to make sure
gummy bears
and you guys are able to get the full context and full story of everything that has happened. Starting off, my friends and I all attended Coachella weekend 1 from April 11th through 15th, and I had an artist pass provided to me by a brand. We had a really good...
What was the brand? Say it. Come on, rub it in her face. Say Sugar Bear Hair. Wouldn't it be crazy if this video was sponsored by Sugar Bear? It's not. Would have been crazy, though. Tati would have sent me a cease and desist.
I mean, you guys saw this
video sponsored by Halo Beauty.
And my video, it was really fun, and we will definitely never forget it. But at Coachella, I had...
You'll never forget your time at Coachella. Neither will Tati Westbrook.
With a boy that I had been talking with for 5 months prior, and it all kind of clouded the overall memories. Later on that very same week, on April 19th, my best friends and I in the family group chat made the last minute decision that we wanted to attend Coachella weekend 2, again, to kind of relive those memories, but boy free. I texted my manager Jake that very same night asking if it'd be possible to get us in for the next day since it was already Friday, meaning we're missing the first day of the festival, so therefore we could only go on Saturday. Because it was so last second, we were only able to get VIP tickets, which is not the same as artist, but we headed over anyway and wanted to have a really, really good time. For those of you who may not be familiar with Coachella, I do want to quickly clarify the different passes just because it kind of is important to this whole situation. VIP, although VIP, is still very, very open to the public. Artist passes, however, are passes that you cannot buy. The only way you can get a hold of them is through a brand getting them.
So artist passes are basically the industry ones where you'll see celebrities. VIP is you'll see influencers who, you know, just have money, or just people that have like daddy's money, you know what I mean?
From the actual festival, or through having a personal connection to one of the artists or bands that are playing. It's in a very, very highly secured area that is not open to the public. Along with artist passes though, there's also something called a performer pass and backstage passes and a lot of other things that can keep you more protected. Keep in mind, weekend 1, I did have an artist pass. Weekend 2, I had a VIP going into the situation. When we walked into weekend 2 with me and my friends on Saturday, April 20th.
And keep in mind, James Charles is going to Coachella with those like assless chaps. Please keep him away from the public. Just give him the artist pass. You know what I mean? Give him the backstage.
April 21st, we noticed that there was a major difference in the
Time and place.
VIP section, and I started getting mobbed really, really quickly at a super unsafe capacity because, as many of you guys know, whenever we stop to take a photo, kind of other people tend to come and it just turns into a big situation, and it honestly was not safe. I had remembered from weekend 1 that my friend Nikita Dragon, who I was with a lot of the time, was brought by Sugar Bear Hair and had an artist pass, security and backstage passes, and was very, very taken care of and safe. When I felt unsafe in the situation, I panicked and I texted Nikita and asked her if she had a connection to the Sugar Bear Hair team that could potentially help me out. Nikita replied right away, and she gave the Sugar Bear Hair team my personal phone number, to which they reached out to me and offered to come rescue me with a pass and backstage access and security to make sure that I was okay and was able to enjoy the festival along with my friends.
Oh my god, it's so funny they gave him the script to say. So the script says, Sugar Bear Hair came to my rescue in Coachella. They have amazing, delicious vegetarian hair vitamins, and they just launched these amazing vegan sleep vitamins. Half swipe up. So he just agreed to do it. And obviously, morally, that's really wrong to promote this to your audience because you haven't tried them, and this is something people ingest, which is something you need to try if you're going to promote it. So it is shady and bad to do this to your audience and shows you don't care about your audience, but that's one thing. I do have a problem with that, and Tati Westbrook also brought that problem up, but also she didn't care about your audience. She just cared about the fact you were promoting a competitor, so she's not on my side either. But him saying that Sugar Bear Hair just came to the rescue last minute, I believe him. Like, he has shown the proof of it, whereas Tati Westbrook was like, no company would do that. No company would just have passes. Yeah, they do.
Access and security to make sure that I was okay and was able to enjoy the festival along with my friends.
You went to Coachella, somehow had a security issue, and magically Sugar Bear Hair is there with a contract.
God, she looks so good in this video.
Your friends. No company would ever go out of their way to have an extra, handful of passes that cost.
Oh, he clocked her so bad here, actually. Oh God, he made her look like a fool.
This was orchestrated beforehand, but he had an emotional conflict because of me and promises he made to me behind the scenes. So he had to come up with a very clever story and didn't tell me right when he got back, but after the little bit was posted on their launch day.
Despite what Tati said in her video, this whole situation was definitely not a big scheme that was orchestrated beforehand.
Oh, he clocked her.
The Sugar Bear Hair team texted me the proposal right away. No money was involved, and with no time to negotiate.
Obsessed with him basically just saying to his audience, yeah, so if you bought that, I haven't tried them. Good luck.
Panic. I signed, and that was that on that.
James Charles, he had 9 days after Coachella to talk to me.
On Monday, April 22nd, which was one day after Coachella, I was due to post my stories based on my contract. And up until that moment, I honestly had not thought about the fact that Tati was a Sugar Bear Hair competitor. And in that moment, I thought that as
I also believe him here. Like, he was at a festival. I don't think he was thinking about mommy back home.
friend, she deserved a courtesy text to let her know the context of the sponsorship and everything that was going on.
To not even get a phone call, to not even get a text a few days prior, but right after that sponsored post went up to have a text like, hey mom, love you, I'm stressed. Just so you know, XYZ, I just did this post, but it's no big.
Before posting my stories, I actually did text Tati first out of respect for her.
And he did say, Mom, I want to let you know. Okay, so condensed, he told her the story that we've just heard. And she says, this honestly breaks my heart. And he said, well, I was mobbed. And she goes, "You're supporting my number one competitor after all the support I give you. I look like a fool now. I'm really hurt. This is harming my business. If you need a sponsorship, I'll give you that." But Tati, I thought this wasn't about, you know, having to mutually support each other. She said, "This is so deeply disappointing." Oh, so he did clock the fact that he actually did message her. So she has lied about that.
For her, giving her heads up about the sponsorship, but she was immediately upset. I tried my best to kind of explain the entire situation and also give her a direct apology as well.
Oh, he did text her a lot, actually.
And I absolutely had to post it. There was no getting out of it. I then headed to the airport and took off on a flight to San Francisco. And by the time that I had landed,
He also clarified in those, he also, in that text clarified that he was promoting sleep vitamins rather than hair vitamins, which I guess is different.
Instagram stories of her crying, talking about the friends in the community that haven't really supported her, how she was alone, and how she felt very, very hurt and betrayed.
Damn, so she jumped to make those Instagram stories quick.
Quickly, people put two and two together and realized that this was clearly about me, and I started getting thousands and thousands of tweets and comments and texts about the whole situation. Throughout the next several hours, I made countless attempts to text both Tati and her husband James, and many phone calls as well, trying to reach them, all of which they did not respond to. And later on that night, while sitting in my hotel in
And I just saw that he had texted her and said, "Oh, and Shane and Jeffrey are tweeting too." So this was them getting involved too. So he was actually clocking everything here.
Because I could not reach Tati, I issued a public apology directly on my Instagram because I really wanted to make sure she saw
Need him to stop saying she's like a mother to me.
the situation by taking full responsibility for my actions. Over the next several days, I made countless attempts to contact both Tati and her husband James on all their different phone numbers. I texted and called Tati's business number, her family number, and also James's personal phone number as well. After a full entire week of trying to reach out and handle things in private with Tati and her husband James and getting no response, I figured at this time it'd be best to just respect their space, give them their privacy, and that whenever Tati was ready, she would reach back out to me to handle things in private and hopefully move on with our friendship. That is everything in regards to the Instagram stories. Now that we've talked about that.
Ooh. Tati, pick yourself up off the floor.
The reason that James always said that he couldn't promote Halo on his channel and really do like, you know, heavy endorsement was because he has a teenage audience and it would just be inappropriate.
Now, this line was just confusing to me, mostly because this conversation never actually happened. If you guys know my channel, you would know that I don't really do dedicated product reviews ever, which is what Tati is known for. But even though that is the case, I've still multiple times talked about her products on all my social media networks. I have to word okay, I forgot to say too. Hello. I'm going to a really important event later on tonight. My best friend.
We are going to a very important event.
Yes, this is true. And this is a very important launch to me because it is my best friend Tati. She's launching something new on Halo Beauty. Super proud of her. By the time this video is out, it'll already be up. So go check it out. Promo for Tati. Love you the most.
Who doesn't need a little beauty?
Scariest trio. This is fucking nightmare blunt rotation. Oh my god, this is so bad. He included all the times that he had promoted her. Oh, Tati, pick yourself up off the floor.
Every now and then. Two of the following statements are real claims made by the
God, this is the craziest video ever.
Oh!
Which are the real ones?
Can I just say I love you guys for putting a Halo question in there.
We originally
I love you for that.
wanted-
Oh, Tati.
Received my package from Halo Beauty. This is Tati's brand new brand. I did not tell Tati that I was buying these, but I did pay for these myself because I just wanted to support her, and I'm so happy. I know she's getting a lot of backlash on this, which is
Could you imagine him trying to frantically find all this footage?
several years now. Congratulations, Tati.
Imagine trying to find like a fucking Instagram story from years ago.
Proud of you and all your hard work.
But he found them.
Keep this video strictly based on facts and receipts, but one of the most hurtful things Tati did in her video was bring up my mom and question her parenting. No tears this time. My mom is the strongest woman I have ever met. She is kind, she is creative, and she is caring. She is a cancer survivor, and she balances a marriage, a full-time job, and raising two boys with absolutely crazy lives. She's taught me so much in the past, and when I've made a mistake, she has never turned to public humiliation as a form of punishment.
Ooh! Ooh! Oh my goodness, that was a good comment. Where he said, you know, through all the bad things I've done to her, she's never turned to public humiliation, obviously about Tati. Also, no matter who it is, I appreciate when people stand up for their... I'm a mama's boy, so I like this part.
That being said, I love my mom, and I think she's doing a damn good job, if I do say so myself.
The last phone
If I do show myself.
calls and I had, he said some things telling me about a situation that happened in Seattle at my birthday, and it literally made me want to vomit. Oh my God, you tried to trick a straight man into thinking he's gay yet again, and somehow you're the victim. You know, it's really disgusting to manipulate someone's sexuality, especially when they are still, you know, emerging into adulthood and don't quite have everything figured out. You are using your fame, your power, your money to play with people's emotions, and you're doing that
Under the guise of straight boy, I love straight boy.
your favor, even if they're straight. And you know what? That's not okay. And how dare you laugh about it?
And make meme after meme and straight boy, I love straight boy.
Straight boys, I love straight boys, and make it a joke.
Because it's not okay.
It's not normal. It's not okay. Cracking someone's sexuality is not an escape room.
First of all, I'm a 19-year-old virgin. I talk about boys quite a lot on my social media networks. Clearly at this point, it is not acceptable anymore. We're talking about that in a little bit, I promise you. But just thought I would bring it up.
I was not laughing at him saying he was a 19-year-old virgin, by the way. Because I think I was 20. So I'm not laughing at that. I'm just laughing at the fact that, like, that was what he said to, like, defend himself. Like, was I really 20? Like, if we're speaking, like, actual, you know what I mean? Like, not like, I mean, like, actual. Yeah, it would have been, like, 2022. It would have been, like, 20. Late bloomer, I guess.
Put it out.
Also, I don't like people.
I don't really get a lot of action. We have probably guessed this at this point. So that being said, I have never and would never and will never use my fame, money, or power to manipulate or get any sexual actions from a guy.
Okay, well, womp womp. That didn't age well. Like, that didn't age well. I mean, we literally had, like, okay, come on. Please. Chop.
That is disgusting.
It is.
Me.
It is.
The fact that Tati brought this up blows my mind because she knows the real story. The story that we're talking about here is a situation that happened when I was in Seattle for Tati's surprise party with a boy named Sam. Now, I'm going to tell you the full story since everybody seems to be leaving out
Buckle up.
literally every single detail. In Tati's video, she mentioned that she was disgusted and had to apologize to her family for me apparently saying things that I wanted to do to a waiter and then justifying
Sucking dick and cock.
I am a celebrity. Okay, this literally did not happen. What did happen is that me, Jeffrey, Nate, and my best friend Drew all flew to Seattle to surprise Tati for her birthday on February 14th. That night we went out to dinner with Tati and James and her whole family and were in a restaurant. There was a cute boy across the restaurant that I kept making eye contact with and that I was interested in. And the conversation of dating for me and Jeffrey both came up at the dinner table and we were talking about it for a very, very short period of time. The conversation never got inappropriate.
No sucking dick and cock.
The story is named Sam. Now, when I originally wanted to do this video,
Could you imagine just being a waiter at a restaurant and somehow you're involved in the biggest internet drama ever? Sucking dick and cock.
addressing everything, I did plan on crossing his name and keeping him completely private, but he has since come out and made a video of his own talking about the situation, just like Tati leaving out many, many details. But in his video and in the screenshots that I have, Sam mentioned that he was perfectly fine and found the flirting that I was doing flattering. So I'm not really sure why this got turned into something much bigger, but it simply was not.
He was looking at me later on that night. He started talking to the other employees.
God, I can't believe this guy made a YouTube video about it. We were in the trenches, honey. I cannot believe he made a video about it. Oh God. Like, he set that YouTube camera up, he put that YouTuber hoodie on, and he spoke up.
About me, asking me if I had a Valentine. This was on Valentine's Day, where he especially thought that I was very attractive and he wanted to get my phone number and all that. But the wait staff at my restaurant didn't let that happen. He left and it kind of just went untalked about.
The I'm a celebrity thing is really incredibly frustrating to me because this is an inside joke between my friends and I that Tati has also participated in, and she twisted this to be something far worse than what it is. This is the joke that really is where we say I'm famous, not I'm a celebrity, and it's something that we don't say in public very often because without context, I get it, it looks and sounds really, really bad, trust me. Literally, famous is synonymous with anything good. So yeah, if my YouTube video does well one day, my friends will say, oh my God, James, you're so famous. But literally, if my friend takes a good Instagram photo, oh my God, you're so famous. If our boneless buffalo wings at Chili's are extra delicious one day, oh my God, these wings are so, so famous. It has nothing to do.
So it's just like a stupid little word that they say in their friend group that Tati took out of context, which she was very clever, but very evil for taking it out of context.
At all with fame, power, or money, which is what Tati alluded it to being, and it is so frustrating that she turned an innocent and funny inside joke that she has participated in into something so beyond disgusting. I'm going to try my best to make a long story very short. The next day, Sam slid into my DMs first, and I happened to see it. We started talking back and forth, and he mentioned that he was flattered by me flirting with him the night beforehand.
Sorry about last night, you're very attractive. And then I responded with, it's all good.
Just, there's something about this guy making a video and like reading through all their DMs. It's just like, oh my God.
Actually.
A few minutes into the conversation, I asked him about his sexuality, and he told me straight up that he was bisexual.
Oh my God, you tried to trick a straight man into thinking he's gay.
There was no straight men being manipulated anywhere in the story like Tati mentioned. Later on in the conversation, he asked when I was leaving Seattle, and I told him the next morning, to which he responded, I wish we had time to hang out, and I said, hey, why don't you come over to my hotel tonight? We can watch a movie together. He said, sounds good. Later on, he messaged me first and told me, hey, straight up, I've never done anything with a guy before. I'm a little bit nervous. To which I told him,
what's the deal with the hotel? Do you want to come here and watch a movie and talk? Well, yeah, I can book another room for my friend or another room for us to hang out. Oh, James was down bad. James was like, I can book us another room. I would love to hang out and talk and watch a movie. I'm just letting you know I've never done stuff with a guy before, so I'd like to talk and get to know you first. Yeah, that's fine. Same. 30 minutes away. You have nothing to worry about. You don't have to do anything. And you know I'm not going to post anything or tell anyone about you.
there was absolutely no pressure. This is all shown in the screenshots. Sam showed up at the hotel. We watched the movie together and we cuddled. After the movie, I asked him if he wanted to kiss, to which he said yes.
I get to the hotel room. We say hi. It's all fine. We end up watching a movie, and after that movie, he asked to kiss me. I said yes, and we ended up making out for around an hour, and if I'm being honest, he's the worst kisser I've ever kissed. Way too much tongue.
All right, note taken. After making out with Sam for over an hour.
Oh, that was so rude. That was so rude. That was so rude. Oh my God, that was so rude. I think James's response was funny though, but that was so rude and unnecessary. If someone said that about me as well, I'd jump out the window.
I did invite him to sleep over at the hotel.
I want to hear that part again. That was actually really funny.
To the hotel room, we say hi.
James's response is actually really funny.
Movie, and after that movie, he asked to kiss me. I said yes, and we ended up making out for around an hour, and if I'm being honest, he's the worst kisser I've ever kissed. Way too much tongue.
All right, note taken. After making out with Sam for over an hour, I did invite him to sleep over at the hotel.
And he kept telling me to stay, like, please stay, don't leave me. All this and that, but I really wanted to go home, so I left.
Of course, I wanted to spend more time with him, but he said that he wanted to go home and be in his own bed and think about everything that was going on because it was quite a lot, and I definitely understood and did not blame him. He then left and sent me a message afterwards thanking me for being so understanding, and I told him that I would always be there for him if he needed.
3 a.m., my goodness.
Point being, everything that happened in the hotel room was 100% consensual, and this is confirmed.
I said yes.
By the only two parties that were actually there being myself and Sam. After this night, Sam and I continued to talk for the next several weeks. At first, it was really, really great, but I noticed that his feelings towards me and sexuality were kind of wavering quite a lot, and I came to the conclusion that he needed to figure himself out and that I needed to move on because I kept getting hurt. Last important note to keep in mind about the timeline of the whole situation. On May 2nd, Sam texted me from his friend's phone saying that he was fully gay and needed to talk to me about something important. I called him, and instead of talking about that, he asked me if I was talking to another guy at the same time that I was talking to him. I was a little bit confused as to why I was being asked this, but I did answer him honestly, and then I asked him what made him come to a conclusion with everything. To which he said, I'm actually not fully gay. After dealing with this a million times, I was frustrated and I hung up. Just to clarify, so there are no further questions, the point of including this screenshot is not to out Sam. Sam texted me saying he was fully gay, but it was a trap to get me on FaceTime so he could illegally record the conversation to include in the video that he was planning later on. Like I said, at the end of the conversation, I asked Sam how he came to this conclusion, and then he told me he was not fully gay, to which I hung up out of frustration. Later on, he texted me saying he was confirmed bi. This is why, in Sam's video, he included a screenshot of me telling him I did not think he was fully straight. This comment had a lot of people really upset and confused as to why I was telling somebody.
Oh, this is so bad.
There's a very simple explanation. Sam and I talked for a very, very long time, and his sexuality, like I said, wavered a lot. Every time that he was a little bit confused, we had open and honest conversations about it, and he always asked me my input, and I gave it to him. I would never out somebody, and I have never, ever tried to manipulate somebody's sexuality, including his, point blank period. The whole situation that happened with Sam was very, very long and complicated and left both of us very hurt and confused. And through trying to deal with this, I reached out to many of my different friends for advice. There was one night in my kitchen where Tati, James, and Gabriel all came over, and I told them the same exact story and showed them the same exact screenshots that all of you guys just saw. After hearing this, like Tati said in her video, Tati and James actually did have a heart-to-heart conversation.
It's actually really evil that Tati then weaponized that. Specifically how much older she is. Like, that is quite evil, actually. Considering that not talking about what James Charles has done years past this, but at this time, James was just like a 19-year-old, like, loser, basically. You know what I mean? No shit.
About the boys that I get involved with. They told me that talking to curious guys was going to continue to get me hurt, and that also it could look really, really bad from an outside perspective if somebody tried to manipulate the situation. And for me, this was a major, major wake-up call that I took to heart.
It's really interesting that Tati Westbrook told James this would look bad from an outsider's point of view if someone manipulated it, and ultimately she was probably planning on doing that herself, which she ended up doing.
Honestly, had never thought about it in any other way because I knew that everything that I was doing was always consensual between both me and the boy, and I had receipts to back it up. But I wish I knew at the time that Tati's advice was really a warning, because she did exactly what she told me someone else may, which was tell my story with no details, no facts.
That's fucked up. It's fucked up.
Around, and now serious allegations have surfaced that could permanently damage my career. Now, like I said, the talk that happened in my kitchen, I really did appreciate because it was the first time I kind of took a step back and was able to analyze what was going on. And this week has been a major eye-opener for me as well. I want to take a brief moment to talk about boys. Boys have obviously been a topic that has been discussed quite in detail on my YouTube channel and social media networks.
And it never stopped, honey.
I wish it hadn't been, but if I'm going to talk about it one last time, I definitely want to be open and honest with you guys, the ones who matter. I came out of the closet as gay at age 12, which is honestly really, really young to kind of figure all of that out. I had two other boys in my school at the time who were gay, but we were all close friends, so nothing was happening there, if you know what I mean. But all my other friends were having their first kiss underneath the playground slide or getting into their first relationship and talking all about it. And for me, I was on Pop Tropica and social media networks trying to make friends and trying to find out what else I was interested in. I never really got the opportunity to experiment with love and learn from that as a growing teenager, and I think that that's honestly left me kind of underdeveloped as a person in a lot of different ways.
I can relate to, everyone around you, specifically in school, doing fundamental things in relationships or even having their first kiss. I mean, I had my first kiss when I think I was like 18 or 19, which in the grand scheme of things compared to all my friends is really late. I mean, most of my friends had their first kiss when they were like 13 or something like that. I know a lot of people, have had their kiss later than me and stuff. But, you do feel a type of way about the fact that, like, your childhood best friends, if they're straight, have been in multiple relationships by the time you've had your first kiss and stuff. So I do agree with him there, but I feel that ultimately he's kind of hid behind this. I've underdeveloped to get out of scandals in years past this, so I'm not agreeing with him fully.
I've been forced to grow up very, very quickly because of the job that I work in social media, which I know I've said a million times beforehand, but love and relationships is something that I have barely any experience in, and I honestly think that that's why I'm a lot less mature than others may be in the situations that I get myself into. I definitely am emotional, and I let that get the best of me sometimes. I can be dramatic, I'm reactive, I'm forward, I'm flirty, and these are qualities that I'm not necessarily proud of at all. But I can confidently say that with each experience, I'm learning more and more, and I've been able to better myself. But a lot of times these situations have become public, my own fault, but having millions of people watching you learn can be very, very tricky. When it comes to experiences that I've learned from in the past, a lot of times I've talked about being into straight guys. Now, this conversation is something that has upset and also confused quite a lot of people. So in order to provide a little bit more context, I would like to play a clip from Tati's friend Jeffree Star's video titled The Truth About My Relationship.
I was single for a long time, and the reason why is because I am really not attracted to anyone but what we call in this world as a straight male.
Oh God. Oh, he came for them all. He came for them all. Oh my God, including this is so good. Including this is so good. Oh my God, it's Be Real. Sorry, I take my Be Real very seriously. I have 40 more seconds. Oh God, I look terrifying. Oh shit, I have 30 seconds. God, I look awful in that. Fuck me. God, I look terrible. Thank God I only have like 10 friends on Be Real. I look horrible on that. God, him including this Jeffree thing is so good. So good. So good. It's so patty, but perfect.
Or a normal dude. And what I mean by that is, like, you know, I am really into straight guys. And I know that is going to not be surprising to a lot of you. So, you know, from just traveling everywhere and meeting dudes all the time and being around that world for so long, I really kind of fell into a trap of always...
God, including this is fucking crazy.
Like the secret. And when you are someone like me who is, you know, I get asked all the time, even every day on my channel, you guys, I get comments, are you a guy? Are you a girl? Are you transgender? Are you trying to transition? What are you? Being someone that is like me, that is a guy that looks like a woman, right? I keep doing this because so many people are not into labels these days, and I love that. I'm all about that.
Cut to Jeffree Star being like, what did he make fun of? Pronouns or something like a couple of months ago?
You call yourself whatever you want, whatever you believe in.
Ironic when it's profitable, right, Jeff?
You know, living is we can be whoever we want to be. I've always been into straight men. And the problem with that my entire life is I never found real love because straight men...
Oh, he's including everything here.
They love hooking up, they love having fun, they love the relationship as long as other people don't know.
I really like this clip from Jeffree's video because not only is everything in it very accurate, but I honestly feel like he did a great job of explaining a topic that is very confusing and complex and that not a lot of people understand, including me fully, to be honest.
I'm obsessed with him being like, I included that clip because I think he did a great job at explaining it. Oh, he included that clip to fucking show how hypocritical these people are.
Yes, as a gay man, I am attracted to men. And in the past, whenever I have found a guy cute on Instagram or on social media, I have slid in the DMs with a simple hello or a nice compliment. If anybody ever made it clear that they were not interested or were not gay and didn't want to talk, I always apologized for the unwanted attention and the conversation was put to a halt immediately. I do take full responsibility for sending these messages, and this situation has definitely taught me that sending messages that are so forward and direct like this are unacceptable, and I no longer will do that moving forward. A few different guys that I've talked to in the past have since came forward with their stories or posted screenshots of conversations that I had with them saying that I made them feel uncomfortable, and reading some of them, I honestly felt really, really bad. I reached out to all the boys directly and apologized to them for my actions. But aside from those few guys, people are treating hashtag James Charles' over party as an open invitation to add to the narrative with lies, which is not only harmful to me, but it's also creating very, very dangerous stereotypes around the LGBTQ plus community. For example, Zara Larsson, who's a pretty big singer, tweeted saying that I messaged her boyfriend multiple times knowing he was straight.
Oh my God, she got 500,000 likes on that.
Tweet got almost 500,000 likes before it was deleted. In her defense, she did later on say that it was only one message, but it was way too late because the media had already ran with it, saying that I was harassing straight men and wouldn't leave him alone. Had I known that he was dating Zara Larsson, I clearly never would have messaged him in the first place, but this is all very hypocritical considering this is how Zara Larsson found her boyfriend. I'd like to pose a question.
Oh, he clocked her.
All very hypocritical considering this.
So Zara Larsson tweeted photos of her then boyfriend before she got with him and said, "Here are you? Where do you live? How old are you? Why are you so fine? How do you like your eggs cooked in the morning?" Oh, he fucking... I mean, he makes a good point here. He makes a great point here. It's huge stereotype and huge, you know, it's a damn good point. I'll give him that.
is how Zara Larsson found her boyfriend. I'd like to pose a question to you, the audience, and ask, why is it okay for Zara Larsson, a woman with a public platform, to tweet these photos of a shirtless man and say, who are you, where do you live, how old are you, why are you so fine, and how do you like your eggs cooked in the morning? But for me, as a gay man, to DM the same person in private with a simple compliment is predatory. These stereotypes around gay men have been and continue to be very, very harmful to the community and have been historically used to villainize gay.
I agree with him. Preach it so much. I just wish that he wouldn't then, in years past this video, have fed into them even more in ways that, like, are true. You know what I mean? I agree with you. Yes, honey, 100%. But then why did you, like, go back on it? Why did you go back on it? Why did you prove their point? Why did you do that? Like, why? Why? It was almost so perfect. Like,
gay men in society. Someone completely fabricated a whole entire story about me touching another boy in a high school urinal, and it blew up. This person came forward a few days later saying that it was a social experiment, but it was too late. People also completely photoshopped Twitter DMs of me reaching out to these people, threatening legal action if they were to tweet more things, when in reality I have literally not even been on social media, and I deleted the Twitter app from my phone. So all these things are just so false and are so fake, and it's truly disgusting. Also, pretty much every boy that I've ever even communicated with at this point is posting screenshots of our conversation to make a spectacle of me. I've dealt with so many fake stories in the past, from Coachella, the fake sex tape, and now this, and I'm done. I'm done being the subject of these bandwagon stories for likes. It's not okay. Now that we've addressed and cleared the air on the boys, let's get back to our timeline, because somehow there's still a whole lot more to this story and more claims as well. In Tati's video, she said that she felt she needed to bring all this to the public eye because people needed to know what's going on behind the scenes, and I truly cannot believe that I'm about to bring up what I'm going to bring up, but I feel the same exact way. On Monday, May 6th, Jeffree posted this tweet to his Twitter, which I instantly started getting tagged in. After this tweet and a few other ones from him and his friends, I decided to reach out to him and ask if there was something going on that I should be aware of. He replied to me and he said that it was not about me and that it was about another brand stealing his ideas. This message was in a voice memo, which has since disappeared from the screenshot. You'll just have to believe me. I have literally no reason to lie at this point. Even though he said it wasn't about me, I still asked to talk to him, but he said he was unavailable. A few hours later, while I was getting ready for the Met Gala, I got this text from Jeffree. Concerned, but mostly really
we definitely need to talk soon. Tati and Shane and a few others have told me everything that you've said about me over the last 6 months, and I'm heartbroken, disgusted, and I'm so sorry to hear everything, but I'm not shocked. I've only been a great friend to you and never have said anything bad about you. Oof. And James said, let's definitely talk.
I reached out to him about meeting together in private in hopes to speak together and figure out the misunderstanding, but he didn't reply. 3 days later, still no response. I decided to reach out again, but he was not available to talk. I flew to Australia on May 8th, and on May 10th, hours before my scheduled meet and greet appearance where 5,000 fans were already waiting outside, I was woken up at 4 in the morning by my friend because Tati had just uploaded her video titled Bye Sister.
Oh my god, I just got goosebumps. It's like all these people were working against him, weren't they, so secretly? Oh my god, I got goosebumps at that.
Watching Tati's video, it was very clear to me that my friend was still very hurt. And even though I had already apologized both privately and publicly, I wanted to make a video right then and there with my raw and honest emotions. But because of the time difference, it took me an extra few hours to film the video and get it up. And by the time I was about to hit publish, I received yet another text from Jeffree Star. I've already cleared...
Jeffree said, oh my god, he said, are you going to respond to everything or are you going to pull a Manny? When you basically trapped Sam in your hotel room in Seattle and forced him to stay and made him feel horrible for the pennies you spent on the room, I knew there was something terribly wrong about it. Oh my god! When Zach showed me the Snapchat messages of you trying to force him to like you and send him photos, it was completely horrifying to see you use the same sentences as a rapist. He was so grossed out by your behavior. Oh my god, it's so crazy that Jeffree's acting like this, but then the day before he's like, hey, I'm so busy right now, but I'll call you later. He's so evil.
Up Sam and our night together being 100% consensual. He was absolutely not trapped in a hotel room. But Jeffree also brings up Zach. Zach is his boyfriend Nate's brother, and not only did I not pursue Zach, who identifies as
Jeffree is so evil.
Jeffree, who suggested that I talk to him in the first place.
Hey, Nate's brother is single and mainly straight. Right up your alley.
Sounds good.
And he...
Sounds great for me.
And he just moved here. Work.
Zach and I talked to...
Oh, mama. Oh, that makes Jeffree look horrible. Oh, God. He really clapped them all with this video.
Snapchat for maybe a total of 10 selfies back and forth to each other. He was super, super sweet, but it was very clear to me that he was not actually interested, and the conversation stopped before anything could even get remotely flirty at all. With everything going on, I did not reply to Jeffrey's text in the moment. A few days later, on Monday, I woke up again in the middle of the night from a phone call from my little brother Ian, who was very, very upset. He told me he had tweeted saying, "Why do people act so tough online about somebody from his hometown who was bullying him?" And Jeffree Star, of all people, had quote tweeted Ian's tweet saying, "Why is your brother a predator? Why did you really move back to New York City? Exactly, shut the fuck up." Many people were quick to call out Jeffree for bullying a kid who had nothing to do with the situation literally at all, and he deleted it.
This was really bad.
I went to check my phone and noticed that Jeffree had texted me a few minutes prior, and I opened my phone to this. I really want to read this text out loud just so you all get to hear exactly what
I have goosebumps.
but also so I don't miss anything. Grayson is going on camera shortly to finally tell the world how you tried to molest him and touch him in his sleep and made him uncomfortable for months, you sick motherfucker. Next, Zach will be going on camera to tell how twisted and
Oh my god, I'm like almost moved to tears, and I think the reason is just like Jeffree Star is so scary. Like, he is so scary. Oh my god, I was like goosebumps and tears. Fuck me.
trying to get him to like you and then make him feel bad when he didn't want to send you photos back. Then Sam from Seattle will be joining me and Cameron to talk about you trapping him in his hotel room. You need to be locked in prison for a very long time. You need the internet taken away from you. You are a danger to society. As disgusting as it is, I have to admit, bringing up Grayson Dolan was pretty clever. At the height of all these allegations and stories going around, both of the twins unfollowed me, not wanting to be associated, and fans started speculating that the rumors could be as to why. Too bad that aside from our pre-planned collaborative jokes that happened in the Sister Squad videos, me and Grayson flirting, nothing ever happened between us. And when all this went down, I knew Jeffree was lying because the twins were two of the first people to call me and make sure that I was okay. I already mentioned Zach, and I still have no idea who the Cameron Jeffree is referring to in this message is, but he also brought up Sam last, who we also already talked about. Later on that day, though, Jeffree was right. Sam did upload a video.
My heart is racing. Oh my god, I couldn't imagine being involved in this. Why is Jeffree getting involved in that? Like, of course he was involved in the Bi Sister.
To his YouTube channel, telling the whole story. He left out almost all the details and included an illegally recorded FaceTime call, which was on May 2nd. Told you to remember that. But even through all of this, he still managed to get the point across that our interactions were 100% consensual. Next was Jeffree's tweet to my little brother Ian. Now, I did say that this video was going to be solely based on facts, and I of course can't prove what Jeffree was trying to imply here, and I don't want to put words into his mouth. But since it's now open for speculation, might as well clear the air. Ian actually went home for a few different reasons, but it's temporary. He had to get his wisdom teeth taken out, and he's also working on different modeling opportunities in New York City, and I am so incredibly proud of him. But he was also having a really, really hard time in LA. Dealing with a public breakup and negativity online sent him into diagnosed clinical depression, which he is now being treated for, and he wanted to be with my parents. Nothing more. Last but finally not least, Jeffree posted this tweet claiming he hadn't seen me since February and that Nate banned me from their home. Now, this so-called ban...
Oh my god, Jeffree is so fucking evil.
It's really funny that Jeffree brought this up, considering the fact that he's tweeted me twice in between February and now saying that he missed me. Regardless, he ended that tweet by saying I was a danger to society and everything in Tati's video was 100% true. Adding insult to injury, not only did Jeffree text me, but he also went out of his way to text my best friend, Drew, this lovely message, trying to turn him against me.
How do you sleep at night knowing you enable and support a predator and a pedophile? Hopefully you seek help very soon and get away from that monster. When he trapped that boy in his hotel room in Seattle and you didn't care about it, I knew you didn't have a soul either. Jeffree, get a life! Get a hobby! Which is so ironic because Jeffree Star has so many allegations against himself as well. Please read the Business Insider article about him.
Jeffree's messaging about me both in private and in public was hurtful, defamatory, extremely excessive, but most importantly, literally all based on lies. I wish I knew why he was doing all this, but at the same time, his track record with public feuds makes none of this a surprise. Tati made a video telling stories about me and publicly humiliating me, and now I have serious allegations against me that could be detrimental to my career. Hello, Future James here popping in again. I've been
Hey.
the whole timeline thus far, and I obviously want to keep doing so. So I feel like it is only fair to mention that only within the past few days, pretty much everyone involved with this situation has started to reach out to me in some way, shape, or form. Sam Cook, the boy from Seattle, has called me 9 times and sent me a few different text messages about the situation, trying to make things right. Tati and her husband James have tried to reach out in order to schedule a meeting, but only through a mutual YouTube rep that we share. And I've also heard from that same person that Jeffrey was open to a meeting as well. This whole thing has just been really
Not a moderated meeting.
throughout the past 3 weeks. Literally all I've wanted and all I've asked for was for communication from these people, and I tried really, really hard to get that, and I didn't. So I declined the meetings because I felt like this was started
Fair.
publicly and it was addressed publicly, and I felt like it was only fair for me to address this publicly as well, before meeting behind the scenes. And
Fair. Defend yourself.
that sucks to say because I still have love for these people, and I hope that one day we all can sit down together in a meeting for closure and also to discuss how in the future, if problems do come up, we can talk in private with only us involved. But right now I just need time and space to kind of get my head back to where it needs to be and get my mental health back together before I kind of rekindle those friendships, because everything that happened still really, really hurt. And I like wouldn't wish what I went through upon even my worst enemy, no matter how angry I was. I've always tried to use my platform to spread positivity, but I feel like at this point it's my responsibility to be honest with you guys and tell you that the last few weeks of my life has literally been the most painful time that I've ever had to deal with. And my head and brain for a hot minute went to a place so dark that I didn't think that I was going to come back from. And I can't believe I just admitted that on camera. People always say that being a social media influencer is an easy job. And this is something that I've talked about time and time and time again on YouTube. We get it. But I don't think any human being ever is prepared mentally or physically to deal with the pain and anxiety of what it feels like to have millions and millions of people attacking you at one time. Having to read the hundreds of thousands of tweets and the YouTube videos and the articles about me and my character and my family based on things that were almost all lies, like, it messed me up. It messed me up is the best way that I can put it. And through all of this, I've learned that if I can get through this, I can get through anything. Joining in on bandwagon hate and cancel culture is incredibly, incredibly toxic, and it's very concerning to me that as a society, we're becoming okay with guilty until proven innocent instead of the other way around. I truly hope that everyone who participated in this, whether it be fans, influencers, drama channels, or credible news sources, take the time to think about your words and the impacts that they may have on others, because I assure you, and I promise you, it's a lot stronger than what you may think. Right now, I have a lot of positive changes that I want to work on in my life. First and foremost, I really want to focus more on spending time in person with the people that I love and care about the absolute most. And I also have a lot of work to do in terms of getting my mental health back to where it needs to be. What's now, you guys ask? My parents and little brother just got to LA this morning, and we all got to hug on the website before it went down. Everything will still be fulfilled. Okay.
So then he's talking about his merch and stuff. All right, let's... How heavy was that? How heavy was that? When this video came out, I was 100% Team James. And when I watched this now, with the story at hand, I think it's very clear what happened. And I think it's very clear that they took an opportunity and tag Team James. It's just very unfortunate that for after this and for years after this, we've had to deal with allegations involving minors with James Charles. It's unfortunate because now I can't sit here and agree with your video, even though I think you were being 100% truthful and stuff in it. It's unfortunate, but you did it to yourself. So that's where I'm at with No More Lies. It's just so confusing. Like, let me know where you're at with it. I really, really, really am interested to see the comment section in this one, but wow, he really showed them all up in this video. I'll talk to you in my next one. Goodbye.